The age-old controversy about who the greatest player of all time is has a new contender. It appears that Lionel Messi, with all of his football prowess, managed to break the supposedly indestructible record of the football king during the match versus Maccabi Haifa. As you may have predicted, in this episode, we'll examine whether La Pulga pulled off the seemingly impossible once more. Leo Messi scored 2 goals and provided an assist in the Champions League match against Maccabi on October 25. With these 2 goals, Messi's career total of 1,127 goals contributed has been reached. Kelly's career-long contributions total 1,126 in contrast. The One Football portal released these statistics. If they are to be believed, Messi has actually surpassed all previous footballers in terms of productivity. Naturally, different sources can offer varying numbers when it comes to Pele's metrics. Since Pele last played so long ago, checking achievements were not as simple then. The legendary Brazilian football player claims on his Instagram page that he has scored 1,283 goals overall. In actuality, his account of the events might be taken as accurate. A Pele DIT scores 1,283 goals. However, 527 of these were listed in Bayer's official friendly lease and exhibition matches. Keep in mind that Pele has 756 or 757 appearances in 812 official ones. Things get much more contentious in terms of assistance. After taking out the one football piece, we get 369 assists if we take 757 goals out of the total. But it's nearly impossible to obtain trustworthy information online about assistance. We looked into the number of assists for Brazilians from numerous different sources, and some of them provide far worse outcomes. However, other people vouch for the 369 figure. Let's imagine that One Football used the highest estimates and held off on telling anyone about them until Messi exceeded them. In the end, we can confidently declare Messi to be the most prolific player in football history. You're curious about Cristiano Ronaldo's condition, so leave that 1% to the fuck of history. At the time of the video's debut, the Portuguese were not far behind the top performers stated. He has 79 fewer career goal contributions than Messi with 1048. By the way, Leo beat Pele in the same match against Maccabi, and also set a record for the oldest player to have 2 goals and 2 assists in a single Champions League match. At the age of 35, he did so. Quite the legend. Leo de Thrones, a Brazilian football icon, has not made this record before. For instance, in 2020, the masses overtook Pele in terms of the number of goal scores earned in a single clip, and Leo scored Barcelona's 644th goal against a trivia quiz. We must remind you that Pele once referred to his accomplishment when playing for the Brazilian team Santos as dimension. I never imagined it would break any records, much less one when I started playing. The day that belonged to was exceeded by 1/2. As the Argentinian said, it appears that Pele himself was not at all offended by the record opponent congratulating Leo on his achievement. I understand what it's like to consistently wear the same clothing, just like you. As you, I am aware that Helm is the best location there is to be. Leo, congrats on your illustrious record. But most importantly, congrats on a wonderful career at Barcelona. Stories like ours, of long-term love for the Steam Club, will, sadly, become less common in football. You have my utmost respect. Messi to Haley Road on Instagram. A year later, Messi surpassed all previous South American gold medal winners internationally. With his 3 goals against Bolivia, he has now scored 79 goals overall for Albi Celeste and 70 goals for outstripping Pele. Naturally, Messi broke the mark multiple times and now has 90 goals for the national team. If we only take into account goals, Messi also outperforms Pele, taking the top spot as the most productive South American in history. More, if we have already reviewed the total number of their productive activities at the beginning of the movie. In the Champions League match against Broke the previous year, he did it. He made his 758th shot exactly at that moment, leaving the Brazilian in the dust. Given that Messi performed and continued to perform in a setting that was significantly more competitive than Pele did, it is fair to say that Laga utterly destroyed his historical adversary on a personal level. Despite this, the Palace will always benefit from its World Cup victory. 3 of them, not 1, all at once. As a result, Pele is the only player to ever win the World Cup 3 times. Leo will have the final opportunity to win this trophy this year, on the other hand. There is a perception that it is true. He wasn't a particularly groundbreaking person to hold the title of the greatest person in history. He frequently faced inferior competition at the club level, but strong teammates at Sal squad. However, we want to calm any irate individuals and apologize to everyone who watched Palace game life, or even engaged in a duel with him. Playing as Pele means playing as God. Michel Platini, a 3-time Ballon d'Or champion, made a notation. "He is the most well-rounded player I have ever seen," said one of history's greatest defenders. We look forward to your opinions on the subject. Unfortunately, we must say farewell on this note. Inside football was played. Our perspective on watching football is different. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you soon.